Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Vuyokazi. Thank you for clicking on this video. This podcast is from cliffcentral.com. You can listen to the whole thing. It's over 2 hours long. Here are some of the highlights from the interview Gareth Cliff did with Bonang, Kuli, Unathi, as well as Masechaba. Hope you will enjoy the video and press like and subscribe for more such videos.
Beef in the industry, is it a thing? And do you think it's a thing that they expect? People think women are more the culprits of? I mean, what goes on?
Well, they never say any of that nonsense about men, but they love saying that. They love spreading it about women, and like we said, a lot of us don't even know each other. Besides, what just transpired. What is the busy nonsense in that corner? So, of course, there's beef. There's beef. We humans. We're in an industry. Things happen.
Sure.
And what needs to happen is for us to realize that for all of us in this room, especially, this has become and is a way of life, and it's begin to be happening for the rest of their lives. I mean, they're much younger than I am, so this is like for the next 40 years. So they can either make peace or not make peace. But these things do happen.
But
it's
I
life.
mean, does it also make things more interesting if people do?
Well, the point is that is it true half the time?
That's what I want to know. I mean,
Well, most of the time it's not. And people want women to fight. People want Kuli Roberts to be people want Bonang to be to parachute down here or to be Concorde down here. If she took an Uber, they say, "Oh no, Uwile, no, leave people alone."
I would like.
They expect too much from celebrities, and they impose their own wants.
Project.
They project.
Masechaba?
I'd like to add to what Kuli has just said. For me, I've been inspired a lot by female broadcasters. My biggest inspiration has been a woman who wasn't really celebrated in this industry, but she has changed the game. Lerato Mbele. Lerato Mbele is a woman that I've looked up to. And then along the way,
We're talking beefs. Did you beef
I loved listening to women like Azania.
Yes.
I enjoyed Bonang when she was on Metro. I enjoyed her so much, and I couldn't understand the reasoning behind the changes. In my mind, I'm like, why are you messing with a working formula? Why?
The guys brought that up a lot.
This?
Like we sometimes look at management and their decisions, and we're like, what are you doing when the wheel's working
Exactly.
and it ain't
Why are you
broken?
messing
Don't
with
try
it?
to fix it.
So the whole concept of women not wanting to hear women on the radio is bullshit.
It is.
It really is. Also in my experience is what I've found is sometimes the beef or the stories is created by the media. And then you as an individual begin maybe to believe in it. And then sometimes in your own head, you create your own stories.
Yeah.
And then when you see that person, because you read it, you don't know how to act. Is
react.
it true? Is it not true?
Yeah.
Did she say this? Did she not say this? Because Kuli is right. Media do want women to bash each other and
They
to
need
go
to.
head to head.
We need sales.
That's how it goes, And when men do it, it's okay.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
unfortunately, the South African industry is very, very tiny. The beef is there, like it is with any single human being or human beings who live and work together. But it's there, and there's, unfortunately, it doesn't make anything more interesting. It's just life. The only difference is that because you are in entertainment, it is, it's archived, it's documented, and then it's sent out to everybody to participate in it.
And these days you can't, like, everybody's got a camera, right? And
Yeah.
everybody's got something recording somewhere.
Yeah.
So if you're going to be disingenuous about it, then someone's going to find out.
I think, though, when you bring up the word being disingenuous, if we're being genuine, I think it's a reflection of society. I think society enjoys pitting women together. Society enjoys, the patriarchy and making matriarchy the competitive energy. And it goes back to We Love Beyonce and her Flawless song, where Chimamanda comes on and she says, men are raised to be leaders, but women are raised to look up to marriage. I have the benefit as well of comparing things in the music industry.
Yeah.
Mam Letta was always compared to Mam Miriam Makeba. Sis Brenda was always compared to Sis Mam Yvonne. So it's always been a reflection of society, but as Bonang was saying, heightened by media, because they are the gatekeepers of our narrative. And if they are not checked, then the narrative will continue, which is we find each other, aggressive, or we're insecure around each other. And
when we have enough problems already.
Jonga Kuli, do you understand? Like
know what I mean?
And I think for me that society enjoys that. It enjoys, there are two things society enjoys when it comes to women: pitting us against each other and ageism.
Yeah, woo, woo.
Yeah.
I think
I want to know what you mean by ageism.
ageism. Kuli Roberts, why are you wearing that? You are 95.
yeah.
That's ageism.
Isn't ageism still the one kind of prejudice people are allowed to get away with?
No,
It's
not
only-
in
but
why?
2019. Why?
How old are you,
No,
Gareth?
no. I'm saying that people try to get away with it. Like you
Because
find,
there's a-
you find less criticism if
Yes.
someone says, she's old or he's too young or whatever, especially when they're comparing people,
Yeah.
which they do.
Yeah.
There isn't always a price for that. Like you can tell if there's straightforward sexism, you can tell if there's racism, you can tell if there's some kind
Oh,
of
I get
cultural-
ageism every single day.
The reason,
you agree?
the reason why Gareth, I was asking how old are you?
Oh, I'm
Is
42.
because I'm 36. I've picked up that ageism is more prominent towards women.
Yes.
Nobody
Yes.
complains
Super
about it.
genetics.
I mean, we have some of the oldest. Fresh is old, but I
it's-
love Fresh. He's amazing.
I don't be with the same age as Fresh.
But he's old. I mean,
he's
you know,
46. We're 46.
But nobody-
He's good. He's
no
good at what
one-
he's doing.
that's the thing.
But they wouldn't
that
give it to
there's
a woman.
Yeah.
We
No one
see.
ever asks how old DJ Fresh is.
No.
Because he's just genuinely
No
so
one
good at
cares
what
because
he
he's a
does.
man. He's good at what
No,
he
And
because
he
does.
he's a
still
man.
looks so good.
Yeah.
Exactly. But when it comes to females,
Yeah.
I've noticed that ageism really becomes
Oh, no,
more
completely.
prominent.
Fresh on the line.
Don't forget weight then, if you're going to add that as a variable.
Well, tell me.
Because when I was 98 kgs, no one was hiring me.
Yeah.
How did you know that they were basically not letting you in because of your weight? Because I felt like
I just wasn't getting booked.
I wasn't getting booked because I wasn't giving it up.
Oh, really?
Oh, that comes through as well. I went
So
through that
how
when
did you
I
know what it was?
because you go through the phases. I mean, I entered the industry 20 years ago, so the first 20, the first year, the first two Gareth's leaning back, because he knows all my stories. it was the couch audition, so I just wouldn't get them, and then it was the you need to relax your hair and you need to lose weight, and I was like, I'm over that, and you need to do this, and I'm like, I'm educated, and then it was you don't quite look the way we need you to, and I was like, oh, I'm big.
Oh,
So
if
you
you
get
with this
it.
guy, then you'll get the gig, and you're like, you know,
course.
but I've got a degree. Doesn't that count?
You brought up something, and we'll get back to this because there's a lot of stories, I'm sure.
You've worked, we've all worked alongside men. The shit that men get away with, the shit that you, Gareth, get to say, that males that we've worked alongside get to say, and they don't get called out for, but because you're a woman who has an opinion. I didn't understand patriarchy until I entered commercial radio.
2015, I got suspended indefinitely for swearing at someone on a private platform that she screen grabbed and put on a
remember
public
that.
platform. I swore at her. I had the best time.
Shana knows.
Yabona,
This
I will
guy.
F-bomb.
I read it. No, it was hard, man.
I have never enjoyed swearing so much in my life.
Shana knows.
It was in private though, G. It was in
Yeah, I
private,
know.
right?
And then
She screen grabs
She
it. She
screen
puts it
grabbed
on
it.
Twitter.
you got into trouble
I got
with
suspended for 6
a
weeks.
different employer.
I got suspended, for 6 weeks. The same day, Fresh and Euphonic swore at someone on Twitter, on a public platform, and said, fuck you. They didn't get suspended.
I've experienced it in numerous times,
Do you?
numerous ways.
What?
Yeah, where people, especially
Underpaid,
men,
being underpaid.
Yeah,
you know, want to impose their authority or want to just remind you who you are. You know, that
To
you
know
are.
your
You can
place.
never be bigger than this or be bigger than that. Or we put you here, we can remove you. So be grateful for what you're receiving.
Is it perpetuating what we know as black people because of apartheid? I mean, what's going on? What's
I
happening?
don't know what it is, but you know, when I was working at Metro FM, there was always a constant. You are not bigger than this place, and you must watch where you walk.
Hey, they told me I'm nothing without.
Gareth, listen.
They still say
when
sorry.
when I got to the
That's not how
drive
it
show
works.
at Metro FM, the numbers were low, and within a space of 3 to 6 months, the numbers had increased. And in my first year, we won the very first award of the Metro FM Drive Time show, and I was dismissed.
What Masechaba said, and I love what you said. You were saying that even if you're a newbie on radio, demand what you are you're worth. What are you? Because I only started yesterday. Just give me that 300. I'll be fine. No,
Yeah.
demand what you're worth. I didn't know that.
How do you even know what you were?
How do
Research.
So compare.
Research. We have to get comfortable with talking about money.
Yeah.
I'm not expecting you, Gareth, when I come to you and ask you what you earn to give me an exact amount, but I seek counsel. I call people. You know, when I got to radio, commercial radio, I didn't know what to charge for a power spot, for instance. So I actually spoke to a few of my colleagues, males and females.
Are there
What do you
options?
charge? What do you charge? What do you charge? What do you charge? So I compared, and then I thought, oh, okay, then that's what I'll charge. So don't be afraid to talk about money, and also look at the years and the expertise that you've accumulated in that amount of time.
That's very useful info. What do you usually say to them?
I become very elitist when I get to it. I say go to school.
Yeah.
I say the only reason no, I do. I mean, I say there's one Bonang in our generation. Do you know what I mean? And Biza own it. Like there's only one spectacular energy that will hypnotize all of us, that will make us fall in love with him. And unfortunately, she owns her spot and she has it for our generation.
And you're disregarding yourself by hating her.
Do you know what I mean?
You're disregarding yourself by hating her. Celebrate her.
Bonang once said one thing that I love, and I've never told you this, but I'll say it later. But then when I come back to that, I say for the rest of us, semi-humans, go to school.
You know, I'm also
Go to
very-
school,
Yeah.
like get your foundation. I'm not saying like go to like a 4-year and go get a 4-year degree or whatever. Just go to school, read. And I mean, when I say go to school, I mean read. Doesn't have to be you need to sit in a lecture room.
No, sure.
You need to read. There are modules.
What were
there are
you
everything.
going to say, Bonang?
You know, I'm usually very honest with women coming into this industry. It's the South African entertainment industry. It looks better than it actually is.
It's terrible.
There's very little money.
Well, let's talk about that quickly.
There's no
You
money.
come back in a second, but everybody thinks when you are on TV, suddenly you are rolling in it.
No, there's more money behind the camera.
Especially
those-
family members.
And those glamorous TV jobs don't look so glamorous when the camera's off.
No, there's more money behind the camera. That's
Yes,
what I've found.
No, it is true.
And that's what I've.
Well, no,
I've
it
enjoyed
depends on
staying
who
here.
you are.
So
And what you doing?
So people think there's money.
And how often?
Yeah, there isn't money. And usually a lot of people and a lot of people who, spectators of the South African entertainment industry say, why do you have to be a DJ and act and this and this? Because
They're
that,
like, open up the industry.
yeah, I mean, but honestly, truly, if you're in America and you had one hit song, you're made. In South Africa, it doesn't work like that. You need 2 or 3 jobs.
Multi-skilled.
Multi-skilled.
But look,
in order for you to
multi-skilled.
even meet, your bills at the end of the month, there is very, very little money.
United States.
Yeah.
Just looking at the US and how they successfully managed to have a drama series that will span for 18, 20 series and seasons, and how they will successfully manage to have a current affairs show that will span over 20 years.
Larry King.
100% is because they respect talent.